This is Kerrigan and Company. Did you know that more than 90% of cyber attacks can be prevented? Focus Technology helps organizations create a cybersecurity framework to minimize your risk of being attacked. Let Focus Technology's certified team conduct an assessment to determine where the gaps are in your organization, no matter how big or small your company is. Utilizing the industry's best tools, Focus Technology security operations team will monitor and stop bad actors before it's too late. Contact Focus Technology today at focustsi.com and secure your company's most valuable assets. That's focustsi.com. A&B Burger in Beverly and A&B Kitchen and Bar in Boston are redefining guest expectations of a casual restaurant. Both A&B restaurant locations are focused on hospitality, creative menus, and delicious food and drinks. Now, I've been to both restaurants many times and loved everything I've tried. Get to A&B Burger on Cabot Street in Beverly or head across the street from our studio at the TD Garden to A&B Kitchen and Bar in Boston today and experience the A&B difference yourself. I promise you're going to love it. Welcome to Kerrigan and Company, brought to you by A&B Burger. I'm your host, Kim Kerrigan. Keeping me company today is a man who wears a whole lot of hats. Reality TV star, restaurant owner, author, and he wears a hat that started it all, a chef's hat. This is Kerrigan and Company.
Kerrigan and Company is here for you. Yes, Kerrigan and Company is here for you.
Welcome, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company. We're so glad you can be with us again today and that you have found us. Now, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, it's Kerrigan and Company because I have someone different who keeps me company each week, and I am so excited about this week's co-host. I want to introduce you, if you've never met him, or just reintroduce you, because you probably have, to Chef Jason Santos. Nice to see you.
Nice to be seen. It's nice to be the and company. It's exciting.
I've never been in company.
Yeah,
I'd really like
it's
somebody
crazy.
to invite me. I have to tell you, you couldn't hear it here in the studio, but we had the lead in to you. And I said, our guest is someone who wears many hats. He is a reality TV star. He's an author. Yeah. Obviously, he's a restaurant owner. And then, of course, the hat that got you there, which is the chef's hat.
Yes.
And the last time you and I saw each other, you had your chef's hat on. You had been on a reality TV show, but not all of this.
No. This has evolved into something insane. I mean, 13 years ago, I believe it was, I was a contestant on Hell's Kitchen. I was the runner-up. So sadly, I lost. However, I've made a career out of coming in second. And it
worked out okay,
Yeah,
Jason.
so far so good. I think I'll turn this into a real job. And it's just evolved. I mean, I'll have 5 restaurants by this summer. 4 open, 1 more coming. 2 cookbooks. I have a beautiful daughter. I'm married. I mean, so it's a lot going on. But honestly, I just love it.
Okay, so we're going to back up and just start at the very beginning of all this. Because I'm always anxious to find out how someone becomes a chef. I mean, did you grow up all your life saying, wow, I just like food? Or did somebody say to you you had some kind of...
So it's a very interesting situation. So my dad was a Navy SEAL, which is crazy. And my mom was a paramedic. And so I come from like a line of like a lot of state troopers and like really tough, cool jobs that save lives. And I decided, hey, I want to make cold food hot. You know, it's like not that exciting in the grand scheme of things, but I joke and say that I've came out of the womb making aioli because I've just always loved to cook. I can't remember ever wanting to do anything else. I've only cooked. I've never had any other job. I was 15 years old. I worked at a snack bar in a bowling alley, and that was my first job in a kitchen. And I loved it. And I remember when my parents got divorced, I was about 7 years old. My grandmother would, pick me and my sister up at school and kind of help out till my parents figured things out. And I remember watching PBS, and I would watch Yan Can Cook and Julia Childs and The Frugal Gourmet. And I remember being 7, 8 years old, scribbling recipes down. I've always loved food.
So at some point, did someone say, and by the way, you're good at it? Or was there times when people would smile and walk out of the room quickly?
Yeah, I don't think I was good at it that young. I knew I wanted to do it. And I remember being in high school and wanting to go to culinary school. And, I just hit the ground running. And it's just a sincere passion. I mean, I'm as passionate today about food as I was when I walked out of culinary school. I love it. And my parents are very supportive and said, if you love it, you should do it. And,
absolutely.
And, I feel like if you love something, you get to that second level because you have to love what you do, you know?
Are people intimidated by your cooking skills and your culinary tongue? Because I would never want to cook for you.
You know, that's the thing. Nobody ever cooks for me. I
sure
just
they
want to be
don't.
cooked for, you know? But that's the thing. Everybody's afraid. But what I cook and what I like to eat is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I'm easy. I mean, to me, like, good is good. Like, I'd rather have a great peanut butter and jelly sandwich than a bad piece of foie gras any day of the week. So to me, it's like, doesn't need to be over the top. It just needs to be good. I mean, a great tomato in August with a pinch of salt is phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about what it is you really like to cook, because the restaurants are really varied.
Yes,
So
yes.
so what is your favorite?
So, I think people ask all the time, what do you like to cook? And it's like, if you go to a doctor and say, hey, what do you like to cure? I mean, it's really kind of vague. It's a mood thing. And it's some days I just want to grill a steak. Some days I love cooking Asian food. So it's definitely a mood thing. I was off yesterday. I went to an Asian store and I got super inspired. So I bought all this stuff to cook all week. So it's definitely a mood thing. I mean, I do have Southern restaurants. I have a Mexican restaurant. So it is a little all over the place. But the common denominator is my passion for food.
Let's talk about the restaurants.
Yeah,
Do
sure.
you have a favorite? It's like asking about a child, right? Which one is your favorite?
Buttermilk and bourbon is probably my favorite,
Yeah.
not for any other reason than that was like my greatest leap of faith. I said, I had a restaurant called Abbey Lane, which we've now flipped into Nash, but I said, I want to open a Southern restaurant. What does this white guy from Melrose know about Southern food? And I just said, I'm either going to go all in and it's going to be amazing, or I'm going to ruin my career. And I just went all in, and it's been, unbelievable. We've opened a second one, my books, and it's become such a success. I'm really glad I made that leap of faith. And so I think it's my favorite for the simple fact that I feel like that restaurant is what put me on the
You
map.
can't get in that place. I can't get in there.
It's a tough restaurant. I mean, I'm very
Yeah.
thankful. I still think it's bonkers that we're full every single night.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
every
it's
single night.
fab.
It's nuts.
Citrus and salt.
Yes.
So it's closed right this very minute.
Yeah, so
but it's about to
we've
reopen.
been there for 10 years and
Yeah.
our lease is up, and the owners of the building want to flip it into medical building. So it's going to become a minute clinic. So unfortunately, we weren't allowed to renew our lease. But knowing that, I was searching for a new space. We found a new space, 319 A Street, 4-Point Channel. It's stunning. And everything that we didn't have in the current restaurant, we now have. We have
Great.
a beautiful ADC patio, a private dining room. So it's like Citrus 2.0. And this place is like over the top as far as
Super.
aesthetics.
And then there's Nash, and you
Yes.
mentioned that. Country Bar.
Yeah, Nash is huge.
I love
335 seat, full live music restaurant, Southern inspired, right 253 Tremont Street in the beautiful theater district, overlooking all the marquees of the restaurants. And it's just a really fun restaurant. I mean, I take my business very seriously.
Yeah.
I don't take myself very seriously. And so I just think nowadays food is different. It's about having a good time, kind of dinner of a show, Instagrammable, and creating reaction to me is way more important than technically serving something superior.
So you don't take yourself seriously, but you're a guy who has blue hair.
I've had blue hair for 24
I've never
years.
known you not to have
I've
blue
never known myself to not. I have people stop me all the time and say, oh, I remember when you had red hair. Yeah, like, you don't know me. I've had the same brand, same color, 24 years. That's it.
Okay, so I know what it does for you now on
Yes.
Hell's Kitchen, but tell me, where'd you start with the blue hair?
So I was 19 years old. I was doing my first national television segment, The Today Show. At the time, Martha Stewart was the resident chef. I thought, hey, how do I draw a reaction? I'm going to dye my hair blue in my hotel room the night before. So I get to the Today Show. They were very unhappy with me. Almost didn't even put me on the air. And I did it. And at the time, it was one of their highest rated segments. And it just sort of stuck. And, frankly, I'm over it. I mean, I can't be 70 years old with blue hair. It's getting kind of crazy. But it hides my grays. I'm very happy, and it's like a little beacon out there for people to stop me. So if I don't want to be recognized, I put on a hat, it just all goes away.
Absolutely. So it's such a big part of your role
Yes.
on Hell's Kitchen.
Yes.
Because you're the head of the blue team.
Yeah, it would be
right?
a little weird if I was the head of the red team,
I should
right?
say. Well, actually, maybe that's what they ought to do.
Maybe, but
Tell me
blue
about
team,
yeah.
I mean, so Hell's Kitchen right now, currently I'm the sous chef. So basically there's 18 contestants vying for a prize. The prize would be $250,000, work for Gordon Ramsay in one of his restaurants.
Yeah.
And so we film for 3 weeks. So we literally have to sift through 18 people in 3
Where do
weeks.
you guys do that?
So it films different every time.
Oh.
So it was in Las Vegas. We film every other year. So Las Vegas, LA, this year it's in Connecticut.
Cool.
And so we have 3 weeks to find sort of the cream of the crop, pick the right person for the right job. It's a real job for a real chef in a real restaurant.
So, Chef, how do you get on a show like that?
Well, Hell's Kitchen, I basically went to an open casting, and apparently I insulted everybody in the room, and that makes for great TV. So I became a contestant. And then after that, I sort of dabbled here and there, and I got an email from the executive producer, asked me if I would be the on-air contestant for Gordon, as the blue team. So I
Right.
certainly couldn't pass that opportunity
Tell
up.
us about Gordon Ramsay.
He's unbelievable. I mean, I think the best story that sort of sums it up is when we were filming 2 years ago, COVID was a thing. And because there's only 4 of us on camera, we're in this very tight bubble because if one of us is sick, we're done. We can't film. So we filmed 3 weeks. We have a week off and we filmed 3 weeks. But because of COVID, I couldn't go home for that week. And my wife was pregnant at the time. Gordon basically said, screw the producers. I'll fly you home. Him and I boarded his private jet. He flew me home so I could secretly be with my wife for the week. And then I took a plane home, snuck back into my hotel, and was ready to film when it was time to go. But he's the greatest guy ever.
It's so interesting because I've spoken to people who have said that same thing about him, even though we see this very volatile individual sometime on TV.
Yes.
But down deep, this is
Yeah,
a really
it's
good-hearted
TV.
guy,
If
right?
you know, they don't air a lot of what we do because it's sort of his show, but we're not much better than he is to these contestants. So we're pretty ruthless, So that's the show. It's called Hell's Kitchen.
Absolutely.
It's not so sensitive there.
And Bar Rescue. That's
Yes.
another TV show that you're
Bar
involved in.
Rescue's great. I have such a fun time working on the show. We travel the country and we save bars at risk of closing and failing. And I just finished filming last week in Fort Lauderdale. We found this restaurant, and it's a crazy situation. And generally, the common denominator is people that think it would be fun to run a bar, and then get to run that bar and realize it's not as fun as it looks.
so
And
great.
it's not as glamorous.
Yeah. Let's talk about the restaurant business as a whole. It's not glamorous, is it?
No, not even close.
I mean, it's tough.
It's crazy. I was just at a CVS like a week ago, and someone stopped me and said, "What are you doing shopping?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And they're like, "You shop yourself?" My goodness, I wish I had that benefit of not shopping. But it's not glamorous. It's. I was there at 8:00 this morning. I was working hard, writing menus. I mean, when it's good, it's really good, and then there are great perks. I get to be on your podcast, step out of the kitchen. It's really fun. But it's tough work for sure. It's long days and it's every day and it never ends and it's a constantly evolving beast.
So you just said that you're over the blue hair, and and you are continuing to open restaurants, though. What's 10 years from now look like for you? I mean, you've got an 18-month-old 10 years from now. She's going to be 12 almost.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll honestly be doing what I do now. I love it. I mean,
More restaurants, though?
Yeah, I don't want to stop. I want to keep opening restaurants. I mean, I think they're great. I have 185 employees, and I'm really proud to be able to provide great paying jobs for this amount of people. So. And I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm good at restaurants. And so I do want to keep opening restaurants. I do enjoy being on TV. And I think it creates this little ecosystem. It's a popularity contest. People watching TV, they want to come in and meet you. They come spend money and get cookbooks. And it's just this little system that I enjoy. And because I have such great staff, I'm allowed to spend time at home with my family. So I do have a good work-life balance, and I'm so far so good.
Good for you. So once you kind of saturate this marketplace, where do you go? What's next?
I'm going to open on Mars at some point, I think, with Elon
Excellent.
Musk. Yeah, I mean, I like the area.
Elon, no less.
So
I like the area.
Boston, a little bit north, I do want to keep it close. I don't really have interest of opening far away.
You don't want to go to New York? You don't want to go to
New
Vegas?
York. I mean, Vegas, a lot of that is like licensing deals where the hotels operate it. I would do that in a heartbeat,
Sure.
But as far as me running the restaurant, I mean, I've turned down Gillette Stadium. I've turned down more than I probably accepted because I want to be a part of it.
Well, the great thing, the advantage that you have I would think, for like opening a licensing type deal in Vegas is that you're known because of the TV shows.
Yes. And that's where that ecosystem comes
absolutely.
in. It really helps. So, but I just, I'm hoping to open another restaurant this fall if all goes right and just kind of keep going.
So, Chef, what do you tell people who say, oh, I'm going to open up a restaurant?
Good luck. Yeah,
I know.
That's what I say.
I can't
just be
even
ready to
imagine
work. Be ready to work. Get phone calls all night long, texts all night long, emails all night long. I mean, it's never ending, and you have to sort of compartmentalize it all and take your day off. Like yesterday, I took my first day off in like 2 weeks, and I didn't answer the phone. I didn't, answer an email, and then I woke up this morning and had twice as much work to do. So,
worst story that you can remember in a restaurant? I have a story. I'll never forget this. I was in a restaurant in Marblehead. It was Valentine's Day, and the chef got angry and walked out, and the whole place was packed, and we were mid-meal, and everything stopped.
Yes. I think the craziest thing that I've seen in a restaurant is I worked in a restaurant who I will not name, and it was a Saturday night, and we had the ticket rail full of tickets, and the chef at the time, and I think I was the sous chef, got angry with this cook, and the cook walked by, took all the tickets, and threw them into the grill and walked out. So we were in the middle of a Saturday night, had no tickets, didn't know what we were cooking, and it obviously made for a very hectic night.
Yeah.
But we got through it.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so many things I think that can happen in restaurant settings that are volatile that you can really.
I mean, it's different every day. I mean, yes, it's a restaurant, but it's different. Different people, different requirements, different food allergies. I mean, Every single day is different. You have to be on your toes.
All right, so you're now an author.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
It's horrible. Writing a book almost broke me. If there's anything to break me, it would be writing books.
All right, I got to hold these up now. For our people who are listening, they can't see. But for those of you who are watching, this is the most recent book, and it's Simple Fancy.
Yes.
That feels very much like you.
Yes. I think, for one, the last book I read was Chocolate Fever in 3rd grade. So my attention span when it comes to reading is not good. So to write a book, you have to really hunker down and get into it, and you have to test the recipes and reread it and double check it. Yep. But Buttermilk and Bourbon was a great book out of the restaurant. A little more involved for the home cook, I think. So this, with the name Simple Fancy, very geared towards the home cook. Stuff you can cook all night long. Really kind of fun stories in there. And it's just a fun, good food book.
Where do people get the books?
Anywhere books. Amazon, Barnes & Noble, website, my website, restaurant's website.
So
Black Market.
I think I heard you just say you're not writing another one anytime soon.
I might write one more. I have one more on the table, and I keep saying, I'll never open another restaurant. I'll never write a book. I never write a book. There needs to be enough time to go by where I forget how much I hated it, and then I do it again. Misery loves company.
That's the way I think all of us feel about big projects, right?
Yeah.
It's great till it's not great.
Right.
Maybe then I'll get back to it. All right. Hey, listen, we do this thing called Fast Five. It's brought to us by Focus Technology.
Great.
Our engineer, Pete, is going to start a clock.
Okay.
And we get 30 seconds.
Great.
And it's nothing that you can't answer, but if you can't, then Dave grabs a big hook, and then they pull you out of here.
I can't wait. I would love to see this.
So if we are ready,
Yes.
let's start our Focus Technology Fast Five.
Great.
Your favorite chef?
Thomas Keller.
Who is Thomas Keller?
Thomas Keller owns the French Laundry in Persay, New York.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
very beautiful.
Your favorite food to eat?
Right now, I'm on a big Vietnamese kick. Anything pho, banh mi's, anything. I love Vietnamese food.
Do you cook it yourself?
I do. My wife is Vietnamese, and I cook a lot. And I loved the food before I loved her, so it's been going on forever.
Fantastic. Your favorite food to cook?
I'm loving cooking steaks. I think there's something amazing about it. Seasoning it, cooking it right, some salt at the end. It's delicious.
TV series The Bear, yes or no?
100%.
Yeah?
Coolest thing ever. Very real, really fun. So fun that I get very stressed when I watch it.
All right. And which is your favorite? Restaurant?
Yeah.
Owning? Writing a book? TV? Which one?
Oh, man. There's the PC answer. I enjoy TV because it gets me out of the kitchen, and I really get to help people achieve dreams.
Very good. See there, and we didn't even have to pull the hook. You did a great job.
I'm ready for 5 more.
All right. So listen, we want to, in our next segment, you're going to help me out here. We're going to talk to the founder and co-owner of Boston Casting about how you get a gig like you have had. And we'll see if she can give us some tips. And who knows, maybe you and I will be on yet another show, right?
It's great. Let's go.
All right. You're listening to Kerrigan and Company. After the podcast, a lot of times we head over to A&B Kitchen and Bar across the street from our Big Night studio. It's right here at the TD Garden. I got to tell you, folks, I love it there. My problem is that I can never decide what I'm going to order. So the last time I was there, I had the Mediterranean bowl. It really is one of my favorites. It's a mix of quinoa, kale, fried chickpeas, red onions, cucumber, and my favorite, feta cheese. I've also had the turkey burger there, and on top is melted brie. Oh, it is fantastic. I usually have fries. So good. My mouth is already watering. Next time I go, I am definitely going to try the spicy tuna poke bowl. Whatever I decide, I know it's never going to disappoint me. That is for sure. Be sure you check it out. It's A&B Kitchen and Bar, right across from the TD Garden. Do you know what generative AI is and how your company can ensure employees are more productive? Focus Technology can help you master the use of Microsoft's newest tool, Copilot. This powerful tool can help your team speed up many of their daily tasks by enabling hands-on learning directly with the software. It can summarize long emails, generate drafts of long documents, and search for answers to key questions. Copilot represents a unique opportunity for businesses to accelerate their understanding of what generative AI can deliver for their company. Contact Focus Technology today to learn more at focustsi.com and bring your organization into the AI revolution. That's focustsi.com.
If you like rum, you're going to love Rumson's Rum, New England's most award-winning rum brand. Rumson creates distinctive and savory flavor profiles by hand-selecting and marrying the finest barrel-aged Caribbean rums. The spirits are then blended and finished in the New England Rum House. Choose from Rumson's Gold, Spice, Grand Reserve, or Coffee Rum, which is smooth and sweet with a warm roasted coffee flavor, a hint of vanilla, and a decadent buttery finish. Find Rumson's at liquor stores or ask for it at your favorite restaurant. Learn more at rumsons.com. That's rumsons.com. Rumsons. Life lived, life enjoyed.
This segment of Kerrigan and Company is brought to you by Lucia Lighting and Design, where people in the know go for the best possible lighting and design experience. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company, of course, brought to us today by A&B Burger. We thank them very much for being a part of our lives here on the podcast. With me today is my co-host, is Chef Jason Santos. We've been having a good time.
Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great place. I'll hang out here every day.
Oh, well, that's a deal. Let's do it, huh?
Great.
Couldn't we turn this into some kind of reality show?
Yeah, well, just Kerrigan and Jason. It's very simple.
We'll just sit here and talk and drone on. We are joined by the founder and the co-owner of Boston Casting. This is Angela Perry. Great to have Angela with us today. And we thought this would just be so perfect because obviously Jason is a reality television star. He's on 2 television shows. And Angela, this is right up your alley for sure. So we thought we would get you on to talk a little bit more about what it takes to be casted. So first off, great to see you.
Great to see you too. You know I was looking for you this month. Did you get any of my emails?
I think I got a couple, yes.
Okay, you were too busy because I wanted you in the James L. Brooks movie with Woody Harrelson and Jamie Lee Curtis to play, guess what? The newscaster.
Uh-oh. Well, did you already cast it?
Perfect.
Oh,
Yes,
darn.
I did.
Well, next time,
Yes.
okay?
Next time, yes, because you're really perfect for those roles. Because I will tell you, the casting people to do news on TV, you people have a cadence that the actors just can't, they try, but they can't sound like an anchor or a newscaster. So we usually have to go and get the real thing.
So, Angela, let me just tell you that was a compliment from you. At home, my family says, don't start that news anchor thing with us, Mom.
Isn't it so
Don't wanna
funny?
hear that
Every time I
tone.
watch the news, it's like the articulation of words, the timing, everything is so almost poetic.
Oh,
Right.
there you go. I'm going to tell my family that.
Right.
This is poetic.
Now, Jason, what shows are you on?
I'm currently on Hell's Kitchen and Bar Rescue.
Oh, nice. I love the
But
guy
I'm looking
from
for a
Bar-
third if you know anything.
So
Okay,
how would he get
well-
a third?
Well, I think you just have to put your pitch together.
Yeah.
What's your pitch? I've been to your Southern Hospitality restaurant
You have.
in Boston.
You have.
Oh, that's where I met you. You
Yes,
don't remember?
I do remember. I'm agreeing.
Yes. I loved it because I don't know what a beignet was before I went there. And my cousins were raving, we're going to go for beignets. Am I saying it correctly?
Yes. It's great. I mean, a beignet, if you don't know what it is this beautiful, fluffy fried donut that we toss in an insane amount of powdered sugar. It's delicious.
New Orleans or bust,
Oh, it's the
right?
best.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay, so Angela, in all seriousness, people who are maybe listening and they want to get on a reality show like Jason did in the very beginning. And I recognize that he's a chef, so he got on something that was related to that. But what do you need to do, or you said put together a pitch. That wouldn't be.
Well,
for
no,
everyone,
and I
right?
think this still relates to Jason, and I'm going to finish that question with Jason. And this relates to also for the listeners.
Mhm.
You need to put together a pitch. Guess what? You're the brand. Is there something special about you that we would want to watch you cook? Say it was a food show. Like you have clips now from all your shows, and now you can come in with the new pitch, which would be how to make a beignet. Let's do a beignet contest. You know those guys, it's the funniest show, the 2 New York guys, and they go all over the world tasting pizza. I mean, they came up with that concept. They made a pitch video. We call it a 1-page. So give me 1 page about your show. We don't want to read pages and pages, just a 1-page of a pitch. A pitch.
Yeah. I think TV is very different now. I think, you probably agree, Angela, 15 years ago is about the talent.
Right.
And you just show up and say, I'm the talent. What do you have for me?
Right.
Now every production company wants it bundled, beautiful, bow on top. Here's everything. The sizzle
Right.
reel's already filmed, and they're good to go.
So now you've
Yeah.
talked about how somebody who has a name like Jason can get on, but let's talk about how just the average person listening, let's say they want to be on The Amazing Race, for example. What would you need to do?
Okay, so you watch that show, and at the end of the show, they usually say now, because that's what happened to us at Boston Casting. We would cast the first show, then the show would get popular, and they didn't need us anymore.
Yeah.
So it usually at the end of The Amazing Race, it says, if you'd like to be on the show, go to our website, and it tells you how to put yourself in. So anybody can be on TV right now, really.
Right. But I mean, yeah,
Especially
anybody
even you
can be, but how do you stand out, Angela? I mean, anybody can be on TV, you're right, but how do you stand out?
Dye your hair blue.
There you go.
Yes, dye your hair blue. So funny. Yeah, you have to have a personality. An accent doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Bigger the personality, the better. Because nobody wants to watch in Italian. We used to call it the moke. Nobody wants to watch the moke. You're a moke today. Nobody wants to watch the moke. We want to watch the girl that's a vibration. So you have to have a good personality. An accent helps. But you have to be able to be understandable. I've actually had clients say, "Oh my God, that Boston accent so hard, we'll need subtitles." Yeah, they don't like our Boston
I spent my
accent
whole life
sometimes.
getting rid of my Boston accent. I can't. Oh, how's your mother, kid?
Did
Haven't
you?
seen her forever. Like, it's brutal.
Maybe that's what
Yeah,
that's
maybe that's
what
what I
you
need.
need
Can
for
I
your
tell
next
you
one.
Now I sound like
right?
I'm from Canada.
So Angela, tell us about real quickly here. Tell us about some of the projects that are coming to Boston.
Well, right now, let's talk about the projects we have at the Oscars.
Yeah.
We have two at the Oscars. We have Holdovers and American Fiction. Both were shot here in Boston. My business partner cast both films, so I'm going to leave that to her to speak of the films. So she can give you the. You know what's so funny? I say this, Kim, all the time. Jason, I say this. I'm going to give you the 411. And all the young people go, "What's the 411?"
They don't do that anymore.
They don't know. They used to call 411 for information. Remember, Jason? You probably don't.
I don't know, Angela, how you don't have your own show.
Oh,
You need
I've
subtitles.
been asked. I know. I've been asked. Wait a minute. I've been asked 11 times to be married and 13 times to have my own show. But we have to say no. We have to say no because Hollywood, it's everything secret. Oh, we don't want everything secret. We have to sign an NDA. So then it would hurt my business because Hollywood would come into town and be like, should we hire that lady that has that crazy lady from the TV that has her own show? Yeah. So I have to say no. But when I retire, maybe. When I retire.
So we got the two movies, American Fiction and The Holdovers.
And then we have a bunch more movies coming out. The Parenting with the guy from Succession. We have another movie called Aftermath where they blow up the Tobin Bridge. We are another movie that's coming that we're going to shoot. It's about the Carol Stewart story and Charles.
Right.
Yeah.
Carol and Charles Stewart. Yeah.
We're going to tell you the real story of how it really, what really happened.
The bridge is blown up, right? Isn't that a conflict of interest?
We've got a bit of a problem with this story.
We film one before the other.
And then what else do we have? We have like a bunch. It was a really good season. Unfortunately, Julia, Jason, did you watch that?
I have not yet.
Oh, you are going to love it. Mostly everybody from Cambridge loses their mind because Julia lived in Cambridge. The Julia Child TV series with, I forget, Lancaster, who played Julia to the T. So we had 2 seasons here in Boston. They showed GBH. It was really great. And now it didn't get picked up for a third. But I highly recommend it. Right. Highly recommend it. My favorite actor right now is David Ewing, I think his name is, from Beef. Have you watched Beef
yes,
yet? Lead guy in Beef. I know it's not a Boston thing, but I just love him so much. I'm a little obsessed, but yeah, Boston's a place to be. I'll tell you, Kim, actors left here because they want to go pursue their career in New York and LA. And guess what? Once we had a tax incentive, they all came home.
Yeah, absolutely.
So much going on here.
Yeah, I'm amazed at how many things are shot here. And when you're watching movies, how many of them are right here in Boston.
Right.
And you guys at Boston Casting have certainly been a big part of it. So, Angela Perry, we thank you so much. And listen, next time you need a newscaster, call me.
Yes, I will. And
Okay.
Jason, I'll see you at the restaurant.
Yes, and if she's
Thanks.
sick, I'll be a great newscaster too. We'll dye my hair. Things are looking up.
Thanks, Angela, very much. Thanks.
Okay, bye now.
All right, everybody, stay with us. You're listening to Kerrigan and Company. I have to tell you, folks, I think lighting in your home is one of the most important things that you can do to keep the house updated. And when I need new lighting, I head to Lucia Lighting and Design. Their spectacular 10,000 square foot showroom inside a beautiful mansion in Lynn, Massachusetts is decorated with both architectural and decorative lighting in every single style. From crystal and traditional to contemporary and modern, the selection is absolutely unmatched. Whenever I'm looking for new lighting, as I mentioned, I head to Lucia Lighting and Design. And when I'm not sure exactly what I'm looking for, I rely on the expert guidance of their design team. I know that they can help me. Learn more and book your appointment today. It's lucialighting.com.
Big Night Studios is now open for all content creators. Are you looking to start a podcast? Looking to expand your brand? Then visit bignightmedia.com. Check out our rates, check out the studio, and see all the podcasts we have to offer. That's bignightmedia.com.
This segment of Kerrigan and Company is brought to you by Great Point Wealth Advisors. If you're close to retirement and want a better plan for the future, connect with greatpointwealth.com today. That's Great Point Wealth. They can help. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company, brought to us by A&B Burger. I am here with Chef Jason Santos. He is keeping me company today, and you're doing a good job
Thank
of
you.
it.
It's nice
by
to
the
be
way.
here.
We've already made the decision that we're going to go out on a reality tour.
Yes.
We don't know what it is we're going to try,
Yeah.
but we're going to go
We're
out and
gonna make
sample
reality
something.
is what
we're
we're
going to
gonna
make
do. Yes,
reality.
yes. We're do a reality show, but a reality show.
I love that. Maybe if we make really great reality, we could be up for an Oscar,
Yes.
and our next guest could
would be
help
nice.
us
Could
figure that out.
retire and
I think this is a real stretch.
Get matching tattoos and just go into the sunset.
We are joined right now by Lisa LaBelle. She's the co-owner and a casting director at Boston Casting. Great to have you with us, Lisa. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys see some really cool stuff over there at Boston Casting. And now, thanks to tax breaks in the state, you guys must be just so crazy busy trying to cast all kinds of things. It used to be commercials and TV shows, and now it's big-time movies.
Yeah, we've had such a year. I mean, The Holdovers, American Fiction, Academy Award nominated films shot entirely in Massachusetts. Yeah, just like you said, we couldn't have imagined this 15 years ago.
Okay, so I need to understand what a casting director does, because I understand that obviously you're probably choosing or help choose some of the people who are in this film, but walk us through it.
Yeah,
How's it work?
I think probably a lot of people feel that way. Casting directors are now going to be nominated for Oscars starting in 2026. This is a brand new thing. And I think, like you, a lot of people don't really know exactly what that is, what we do. So locally here in New England, the film comes with the leads. Mm-hmm. It will have the 4 or 5 leads already cast with an LA casting director who starts working on that before us. And then every other actor on screen, every actor, every extra comes out of our office. So we have actors who are doing pages of dialogue, and then we have background extras. And, some directors like to see every single actor. We go through, we watch a lot of auditions, and we try to pick, who we think really encapsulates that role and present those to the director as options.
Sure. So in a movie like Holdovers, obviously it came with Giamatti. But I mean, how far down in that movie was your casting?
Yeah, so it came with Giamatti, and then Susan Shotmaker, who's my colleague, who I love to work with her. She just won the BAFTA for casting. She cast Divine and Dominic.
Okay.
And then the parents who came in and that headmaster principal.
Yes.
I think that's it.
So is this all like office based, or are you actually on set all day with them?
No, we don't go to set.
Got it.
Yeah, we are office-based. I mean, we used to audition every actor in person in our office. We have 3 studios here. So COVID hit, actors started doing their first round of casting from self-tapes. And some actors are finding it hard because they're not getting a lot of direction from us. But what's great is that we can see so many more people, that we can really cast a wide net and let lots of people audition and really see more. So I think at the end of the day, it really is good for everyone. And then Alexander Payne had callbacks in person with the people he liked. He met them here in our studio, read with them, directed them, and then made his decisions.
So, Lisa, these people, though, they're not all coming from New England necessarily. I mean, they could possibly be coming from other parts of the country, right?
The casting we do is called local casting.
Okay.
So everybody is local, and our region is New England.
Wow.
So in order to be cast as a local, you must reside in New England because, there are union rules, right? You can't travel from somewhere and not be put up, or, if you're getting traveled in, that's different than being hired as a local. So when you're hired as a local, you're expected to get yourself to set and, go home at the end of the day.
Do you have to do those kinds of things with the shows?
No, I'm not on any shows like that, but everything's paid for and stuff with travel because it's a travel show. Bar Rescue and Hell's Kitchen's on a TV set for 2 months, so we go there and are taken well care of.
Yeah. Wow, I just didn't realize, Lisa, I guess that all of those actors, even if it's being cast out of here, would be from here. So obviously there's a pretty big pool here in New England.
Oh, it's so great. I mean, if you think of it budget-wise, right, the production comes in, they want to cast as many locally as they can, right, and save on flights, trains, hotel, all of that. So what's been happening is the pool here of really talented actors has gone up, whether people have decided not to move because there's work here, whether they've decided to move back because there's work here. So we're finding meatier roles for locals, which is amazing. And you know what? We keep stepping up, right? We keep delivering and films keep coming back.
And at what point is this going to be called Hollywood East?
I know, it is. There's a Facebook group called Hollywood East. I know. It's great. I mean, think of it. It's a great place to shoot.
That's terrific. All right.
So you're the mountains, the beach, everything, the city, it's
absolutely
all right here.
Anything coming up that you're excited about?
We have something happening now in Rhode Island.
Okay.
That's pretty exciting. We signed an NDA, so lips are sealed.
Yeah.
So we can't really talk about things until they're out in the theaters.
Okay. All right.
So wait and see.
Lisa LaBelle, thanks so much for being a part of Kerrigan and Company. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Kim. Great to see you guys.
Thank
Great
you.
to see you as well.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You're listening to Kerrigan and Company. Is your life getting more complex? Maybe jobs are changing, you're nearing retirement, shifting family dynamic, uncertainty about your financial future. It may be the right time to contact our sponsor, Great Point Wealth Advisors, for holistic planning and advice. Great Point Wealth Advisors is a registered investment advisory firm with offices in Boston and Danvers, Massachusetts. Listen to their short-form podcast, Great Points, on most streaming platforms or contact them at greatpointwealth.com. That's greatpointwealth.com. Welcome back, everybody, to Kerrigan and Company, brought to us by A&B Burger. And my co-host today has been Chef Jason Santos. This has been such a delight.
Such a great time. It's
if
so
you're
fun.
not blue-haired, what are you going to be?
Gray, probably. Yeah, not by choice. That's why I'm keeping the blue hair. I know.
People call you Blue Jay, don't they?
Yeah, that was my nickname coined by Gordon Ramsay 13 years ago. And so when I'm walking down the street and I hear Blue Jay, I automatically know that's a Hell's Kitchen fan.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you keep it that way, my friend?
It's
lot amazing
of
when
hair
you have
dye.
hair.
A lot. You know what's funny? The funny story is in my whole family, every man in my family is stone cold bald. And I'm the one that puts so much crap on my head, and I have a full mane of hair. It's unbelievable.
And it is still
Lucky.
there. We
still
love
growing.
That. We love that.
I could take a pill and just have it grow blue and be done with it.
Oh, no
Yeah.
kidding. Yeah, because that's not easy to do.
No, it's a lot of upkeep. It's beauty is pain. That's what they say.
Thank you, my
Yeah.
friend. Thank you for acknowledging such a thing. It is so true. I wouldn't know, but this is my natural color of hair. I don't know if you're aware of that. Oh boy. So listen, we've been chatting about it. You got the 2 reality shows, and you said, well, I'd like to have a third. Are you serious? Would you like?
Yeah,
to have a
I
third?
love TV. I think the greatest thing is when you're passionate about what you do, and I'm very passionate about food, and I love me. If I'm being honest, I love personality. I love everything that's like big personality
I
and
like that
cooking.
too.
And I like to help people. So I think, traveling the country and doing good really is this like full circle, because I've learned a lot from what not to do on these shows, and I've learned a lot of what to do. So it's really great to kind of pay it forward a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I think TV is a lot of fun, and I do love the idea that you use it in a way, reality TV in a way that ultimately does. I mean, look what reality TV did for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. And I think it's like when you can have this little ecosystem that allows you to be me. Like, I'm not an actor. If you gave me, in all of Hell's Kitchen, I had 2 lines and I panicked. I had no cards for 2 sentences. I'm not an actor.
Right.
I'm just me, and it just happens to work out for these shows. So the fact that I get to be me and cook great food and meet cool people, I mean, it's like the greatest thing ever.
But do you ever think it's a little bit stilted? I worry about reality TV because people, when reality TV started, it was like back MTV. Remember?
Yes.
They started
Yes.
it. And those people had no idea how that was all going to come
Yeah.
out. And so whatever happened sort of happened. But then after a while, people realized, well, if I play a certain role, then I'm going to get more airtime, so on and so forth.
And so as a contestant on Hell's Kitchen, I actually knew that. I said, hey, wait a second. This is not just about food. This is about personality. So I made sure I was the first person to walk in the room, get the most camera. I was just enough, loud when I had to be. And so I think now reality television, unfortunately, in a lot of shows, is very overproduced.
Yeah.
And that's not fun. And thankfully, the 2 shows I'm on are exceptionally real. Bar Rescue, I was a big fan of the show before I was on it. And I really was like, this can't be real. These people can't. It is 1,000,000% real. These people are really out there. The stories are out there. It's amazing. And I think it's really refreshing to watch a show that you can feel is real. And being on a show, when I watch some of these shows, you can tell they're overproduced, and it's like where the camera angles are, and it's kind of painful.
Sometimes I get a little irritated with them, I have to be
Yeah.
honest, and I feel like I'm losing brain cells.
Of course.
So, I really do. But I do love shows like the ones that you're on, and
Yeah.
I'm not saying that just because you're here, because I think the reality of those, I mean, somebody's either a good chef or they're not. They can either do it in the time period or they can't.
I mean, my favorite thing about reality television is it's terrible TV, but it's such an easy watch, and it's fun, and you're always rooting, and there's always a bad guy, and it's great, and it's fun to sit back after a long day and just watch some simple TV.
So in all honesty, do you have a third idea? And you
I do.
You do, but maybe you don't want to say
No,
what
of
it
course
is.
I can. So I have no NDAs and nothing to hide. But I have a cousin who's a very famous music producer. Her name is Linda Perry, and she was the lead singer for Non Blondes. And she's, wrote Christina Aguilera's music. She just finished Ringo Starr's music. Her and I are pitching a TV show as we speak, where basically she plays, we'll travel. It's going to be called The Blue Plate. And we'll travel around all these diners and basically see what their specialty is. I'll recreate it, and she'll put a concert on in the parking lot and have all these A-list singers come, and it's this great show. So we're in the middle of trying to make that happen right now.
That is so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, really fun. So
It's not
I
going to
think-
do away with your blue hair,
No,
though.
please. It'll just guarantee I'll have to have it for another 20 years.
Exactly. That's so fun.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah,
Good.
very
Well,
exciting.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed
We'll
for
see.
you.
We'll see.
This has been a ton of fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having
I am
me.
so glad that you came in
Yeah.
to join me, and I'm going to get over Nash Bar. That's my
Yes,
next
that's
stop.
the next
okay?
stop. Yep.
And again, citrus and salt. We think
Yes, new citrus and salt open 100% in March. Hopefully by the end of the month. 319 A Street, 4 Point Channel, Citrus 2.0. That's what we're calling it.
I absolutely love it. Jason Santos, you're a ball.
Thank you so much.
very much. And everybody, I'm so glad you could be with us this week. Be sure you check this out wherever you get your podcast, and we'll see you again next week. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Kerrigan and Company. To find out who will keep me company and be my co-host on the next episode, be sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Kerrigan and Company is recorded at the Big Night Studios at the TD Garden in Boston. You can view the podcast on YouTube and listen to it wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure you tell a friend. The executive producer of Kerrigan and Company is David Thompson. Our engineer is Peter Hurley, and our social media managers are Grace Kerrigan, Colby Thompson, and Riley Thompson. See you next time.
Yes, Kerrigan and Company.